A major transition is happening that you've been desiring for quite some time. The star indicates a renewal of faith, of a wish being granted in particular. So this is something you've been really hoping for, you've been manifesting, you've been wanting to see in your reality. And I think you've asked the universe for it, you've been manifesting it for sure. And the time is finally right with the Wheel of Fortune and the overall energy as well. So the Wheel of Fortune indicates that the universe is bringing this in for you, for your benefit. Usually when we see it in the upright, it means we're at the top of the wheel. So it means things are kind of going in our favor. Now, of course, like life can change. And I feel like maybe you felt like you're in the bottom of the wheel for a while. Never really thought this wish was going to be granted or this achievement would happen. But now here we are. In the center of today's spread, we have the circle. The circle is an oracle card for my mystical shaman deck. And it's about kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. It's about the cyclical nature of life and how we kind of go through different cycles at different time periods. Notice that we've got number 8 here too. Number 8 is the number of abundance. So sometimes we're at the top of the wheel and we're feeling abundant, we're feeling great. Sometimes we're at the bottom of the wheel. Of course, when we see the Wheel of Fortune and when we see this card in the upright, the universe is acting in our favor. We have good fortune kind of headed towards us. Our time at the top of the wheel is here. But the wisdom notice is that basically you know, life goes up, life goes down, and not to be too rattled by any of it, to have sort of a healthy, loving detachment with the ups and downs of everyday living. All right, so let's kind of take a look at what's creating this big transition in your life, this wish fulfillment. What exactly is the universe bringing in for you? So in the past, I feel like we were kind of dealing with a lot of ingratitude, and that kind of led us to be probably more vulnerable, weaker than we would have otherwise been. So I feel like this is people in your life have been kind of not appreciating you for all the amazing things you do and all the amazing things you are, okay? Also, I feel like maybe you haven't been appreciating yourself. To me, I'm getting the feeling of like negative self-talk here, or just struggles with self-care issues that you don't want to have to do, right? Like this is like I don't want to have to get up in the morning and go for a walk, even though I know I really need to for my health. Kind of feel, right? Even though Spirit keeps telling me again and again, this is a thing that I need to kind of do to kind of keep myself well. It could literally be struggles with addiction, whether it be food addiction, spending addiction, alcohol or drugs. But there's something here that you feel is just a real weakness for you, okay? And the first impression I got was self-pleasing or pleasing other people, where other people are kind of feeling like, you know, they can kind of take advantage of you and you're just like, oh, okay, sure. And sort of have a past of sort of rolling over, placating a little bit. But there's something here about that kind of pattern of behavior in your past that really has left you feeling weaker, has left you feeling like, you know, you can't stand up in the way that you would like to stand up in your life. And so it's really interfering with how you show up in your day-to-day. However, I think you've become recently very passionate about getting out of this lack mindset, okay? So when we see the Knight of Wands, this is someone who's willing to go on an adventure. They're willing to travel, they're willing to do new things, they're willing to meet new people, they're willing to go new places, and they're really passionate about it. They're really excited about it. When we see Five of Pentacles reversed, this is someone who has lived in victim mentality for a while, but they're getting out of it. They realize that's a problem and they don't want to deal with it anymore, right? There's someone who's wanting to release this idea of lack. So going back kind of to the past here, often we end up in addictive patterns of behavior or codependent behavior because we feel like, well, more isn't coming, right? So maybe we don't want to make ourselves get up and go for that walk or do the healthy things we need to do because we're like, well, you know what, there's always tomorrow, and like today's just not a good day for it. We make 1,000 different excuses, and we're just kind of like, it's self-sabotage, right? And I feel like you're saying, my time on this planet is limited. I don't have time to be dealing with the nonsense, whatever that nonsense might be. And instead, I'm going to do just what makes me happy, damn it. And I'm going to travel, and I'm going to go to places, and I'm going to just kind of explore the world. And so you are on this cycle now of getting more into balance as we come into the upcoming energy here. So we've got Six of Swords reversed paired with the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, he's kind of a jester. He's having a good time. He's sort of juggling these two pentacles. And I feel like in this deck, it's really about being in flow and feeling really kind of good and sort of just playful about life. Just kind of going with what needs to be going with. With the Six of Swords, I feel like this is it's a return often when we see it in the reverse. But I feel like this is really a return to sort of a more playful version of you, a version of you that's more childlike, more innocent, happier. Someone who's going to be like, more willing to explore the world, more willing to kind of explore new ideas or new things. I'm being drawn to the ships in the background of this card in particular. Like, I really kind of get the feel for like travel and adventure. There's something you're really kind of building yourself up to here. Now, in the overall outcome, we've got the Fool. Beautiful card. So all of this sort of cycle going around, sort of this putting aside of these old mindsets and really getting into flow, it's leading to a brand new, beautiful start for you. I want to find out a little bit more about the Fool and this brand new, beautiful start that's coming up. So I'm going to pull some clarifying cards. All right, so clarifying the Fool, I've got like a whole spread here. All right, so we're doing a lot of healing, okay? So I feel like that's kind of the first step of this new journey for you. And I feel like that's sort of the step you're on like right at this very moment, is you've been doing a lot of healing from past hurts. The Three of Swords is about devastation, loss, like kind of laying on the floor crying, you're so hurt. In the reverse, though, we're healing from that. We're doing some healing work. We're moving past our grief. We're moving past our anger. We're doing the things we need to do in order to become more whole and more emotionally intelligent with the Queen of Cups. Now, you literally could be a water sign, so that's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Doesn't have to be, though. But more than that, this is a move towards the spiritual, really leaning into your spiritual practice. The Queen of Cups, her archetype is the diviner. You see her looking into the cup there. She's reading the tea leaves, right? She is someone who is very much into connecting with spirit, really kind of forging her own path, and really taking care of herself and those around her emotionally, okay? So I really feel like you're doing some deep inner work, some deep spiritual work, kind of healing past trauma, healing past wounds. And so then coming up, we've got some major progress. All right. So Knight of Cups, he's the deliverer of messages. So this is basically a love message or an apology sometimes, but more in that, in combination with the Judgment reversed and the Moon reversed, I feel like you're just learning just a whole lot about how you've kind of explored the world in the past and how it's leading you up to this very moment. Like, this set feels like to me like you have learned through some past life experience, previous experiences in this life is what I mean, previous experiences in this life, and now you're kind of ready to share that knowledge with others. The Moon reverse indicates kind of coming out from the shadows, right? I feel like this is sort of your time to shine. Judgment reverse kind of indicates doing a lot of forgiveness work. And so likely what's going on here is you are coming out of the shadows and kind of sharing what you've learned about healing this past situation and leaning into your more spiritual side. So you're really kind of opening up here is what I'm seeing. And this is an adventure that, like, I get this feeling that you're going to be like talking to people, like maybe on a stage even. You're going to be kind of reaching out to others, maybe more in a community setting, but you're really going to be doing some work where you get to share your story, and I think your story is going to be really important to those around you. It's going to be something that you're going to feel very divinely inspired about. And honestly, we've just got bliss coming up here, okay? We've got the Sun, the Hangman reverse, and the Six of Cups. So I feel like this happiness is really coming from this place of seeing the past in a very new light, starting to really understand and embody the idea that life is happening for us rather than life is happening to us, right? And really kind of accepting how even in tough situations, there can be really kind of some good that comes from that, okay? And I feel like you're starting to experience that now. So this new adventure is really going to kind of set you off, I believe, as a leader of some kind. It's going to put you definitely on a much happier path. You're going to feel very healed from your past trauma, and you're going to get to kind of spread your message of your story to others in a way that is going to be helpful to them. All right, I hope this reading was helpful to you. If it was, please do give it a like and please subscribe to the channel.